I get paid, breathe for 2 days, and then it feels like my money disappears without even telling me where. I work, I get paid, I spend, and by the end of the month, it still feels like everything slips away. I can see you fighting your expenses again, but this time we're going to organize them in a simple way. That would be a huge relief. Great, let's start now. I already tried saving, cutting back, even writing things down, but everything still ends up feeling heavy and messy. I hear you, it sounds really overwhelming. You don't lack discipline. You lack a structure simple enough to repeat without overthinking every time you get paid. Then tell me something I can actually follow without losing my mind halfway through the month or giving up. Okay, first separate essential bills from the rest. We'll automate those payments. Okay. Then we'll visualize the rest in the budget app. Use this rule, 50 for needs, 30 for wants, and 20 for savings or debt. Oh, it's simple. Exactly. Simple. Got it. Thanks. That sounds way too simple, and that's exactly why it's hard for me to believe it could really help. That's precisely why it works. It gives your money a job before your impulses make one up for it. I see. That makes so much sense. Exactly.
Today, we're not going to speak in complicated finance language. We're going to put your real life inside these categories. See, your PG&E bill and groceries are needs, dining out and Netflix are wants, and saving for your Japan trip is savings.
So this isn't just about spending less. It's about deciding first what each part of my life deserves. Exactly. Your money does not need punishment. It needs order, priorities, and a distribution you can actually sustain. Let's do it with your real income so you can see this is not pretty theory, but something usable. This month I made $1,500, but that number always seems to break apart faster than I imagined. I know, right? It's so hard to keep track of where it all goes. I need a better system, for sure. Then your map is clear. 750 for needs, 450 for wants, and 300 for progress. Seeing it like this doesn't feel like disappearing money anymore. It feels like money with direction and limits. Let's start with the 50. This is for what keeps your life running, not what decorates your anxiety. So a need is not everything I pay for. A need is what actually keeps my life functioning properly. Exactly. If you can live 1 month without it, it probably doesn't belong here, even if you pay for it often.
If this part is filled with the right things, you already remove a huge amount of pressure from your mind.
I never separated it this clearly. That's why I mixed surviving with comforting myself and lost perspective every month. What comforts you, entertains you, or gives you pleasure does not belong here, no matter how often you justify it. Just sorting out this part already makes me feel smarter with my money than I have in months. Now comes the part what most people ruin either with guilt or excess, the 30% for wants. Wait, there's really room for wants? I thought organizing money becoming cold, rigid, and boring. Not at all. It's about balance. You can plan for your goals and still enjoy life. Really? No. That's exactly why this category exists. So you can enjoy life without sabotaging your needs or betraying your goals.
This is where your treats, outings, subscriptions, favorite coffee, and everything that gives you pleasure belongs.
It feels strange admitting that many things I defended as necessary were really just comfort or impulse. The problem is not wanting things. The problem is disguising your wants as emergencies until you lose control.
When your wants have limits, they stop sabotaging you and start feeling richer, lighter, and much more honest.
Now I understand why I felt guilty buying simple things. I never gave them a real place in my budget. A useful budget does not forbid you from living. It teaches you how much you can enjoy without hurting stability. And now we get to the part that changes your story, the 20% that does not live for today. This is where I always fail, because I almost never have anything left up for my future self. That's why this part has to be separated first. If you wait to see what's left, almost nothing will be. So my mistake wasn't standing out of evil. It was letting my future negotiate with my present impulses. Exactly. When you separate that 21st, your tomorrow stops depending on the mood you spent in today.
Look at it as a whole now. Live, enjoy, and move forward. That's what this rule is trying to balance.
Now, this actually looks like a system I can follow, not a punishment I'll abandon in 2 weeks. You do not need to do it perfectly. You need to make it clear enough to repeat every time you get paid. If I bring this into something visual every month, I feel like it could really become part of my routine. That's the point. Your money should have a destination as soon as it arrives, not after it gets exhausted. I like this because now I don't have to decide from scratch every time I spend. The frame already exists.
You can do it with envelopes, separate accounts, or an app, but the logic stays exactly the same.
Separating it like this gives me peace because I'm not waiting for a miracle at the end of the month anymore. That's exactly what we wanted. Less improvisation, less guilt, and more intention behind every dollar that comes in. It's crazy that organizing 3 percentages made me feel like I also organized a piece of my mind. Remember this, the rule is not a prison. It is a guide so you don't lose yourself every payday. This really feels like something useful, not just pretty advice that sounds nice and disappears a week later. Don't try to control every cent through fear. Try to give your money out that feels clear and human. Now I really feel that if money comes in, I already know where it should go before I touch it.
To support my life, 30 to enjoy it, and 20 to move forward. Now it finally sticks.
This app used to make me anxious. Now I feel like I can open it without letting chaos take over. It's not a fortune, but for the first time, I feel like part of my money actually protects me.
This isn't only about money. It's about how different my mind feels now that everything has a place.
I thought I needed to earn much more, but I also needed to understand how to divide what I already make.
This rule didn't make me perfect, but it gave me a simple base to stop improvising every single month.
If my money has a mission the moment it arrives, then I can finally feel more in charge of my life. The 50-30-20 rule didn't take away my freedom. It taught me how to divide it between living, enjoying, and moving forward.
If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and tell me in the comments what topic you want next. Welcome to the Millionaire Code.